Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is my springtime pink and purple look. We're going to start off with the Collection's Primed and Ready Primer. It's very similar to the Maybelline Baby Skin Primer. So it's very silicone and it fills in your pores and it doesn't have a color. So I'm just going to pop that all over my face and especially over the areas where I get ginormous pores. Then we're going to go over with Double Wear. I'm going to use the Vitamin E from the Body Shop Spritz. I'm going to spritz a beauty blender and start applying it onto my skin. I've been using this on my skin like Fix Plus, so I'll spray it on my face before I start my makeup, and then after I've done my foundation I usually give it a spritz too, but I find it helps when you put it on the sponge and just kind of pushes everything into the skin a lot nicely. So that is what we're doing here, and I'm just going to go over and over again until I like the amount of coverage that I get. I do know that my skin on my face is a lot fairer than my neck and my body. I got really tanned recently, and this foundation is actually a lot darker than my normal one too. We're going to go with the Collection's Lasting Color, the long wearing concealer under my eyes and around my nose and things like that. I didn't actually like this concealer the first time I used it. Like, there's definitely better ones I thought, but this time I'm using it. I actually really like it. I'm not sure if the formula is a little bit different, but I do prefer it this time round than the last time round. And just with the beauty blender again, I'm just pressing that into the skin. You'll see on my eyelids, they are actually stained from using this eyeliner I'm going to be using. It's also a Collection's one. I accidentally got the wrong color, so I thought I would just run with it and use the dark purple color to make a look out of it. We're going to go in with the Essence Matte Finishing Powder. It doesn't have a color to it, and we're just really pressing it into the skin just to set everything. So this is the eyeliner I was talking about in purple. It's the Extreme 24-Hour Felt Tip Liner. And you can probably actually see it. Actually, you can see it's purple here. When I first tried it, it didn't look as bright as this. So actually it looks a lot more purple than I thought it would look. But yeah, it does stain your eyelids. So I would recommend putting down something as a base before you chuck it on your lids so you don't get the staining. Something like a primer. But other than that, the second time I wore this round, it didn't smudge. The third time I wore it round, it did. So I think you definitely need a primer with this product. And the felt tip is a lot thicker. And again, as you know, I'm not the best at wing liner, so I don't really like how thick it is, but we're learning, so we'll get there. Now we're just going to go in with this giant palette here, and we're using a pink shimmery shade. We're actually going to press that into the liner, and it's going to start our progression of making it a little bit more smoked, but we're using color this time instead of like browns and blacks. So pressing that into the liner and just building up the color from there. The palette is from Kmart, and I got it for like $10 or $15, and it's actually really nice. There's a lot of nice colors there. Now we're going to go in with this purple shade here. This is like a pencil brush, so it's really firm and kind of gets the color where you want it. And as you can see there, we are smudging over the liner, and we're kind of going just above the line as well. So as you can see, we're starting that kind of progression. Doing this also helps if you're not that good at liner. It makes it look like your line is a lot sharper, and it kind of emphasizes that there is a line here and kind of smudges out any kind of not as straight lines. You can't see what I'm doing there, but I am just doing the liner again, and here we go with a more of a purpley shimmery color. This is going to be our lid color. I didn't really do a crease this time round. I just kind of wanted it to be kind of really simple and not too much focus on a crease. So I'm just actually going to put that on the movable eyelid part there. This has got quite a lot of fallout, which is okay because this time we put down a setting powder quite firm against the skin, so it won't be as bad when we kind of brush off that fallout that's going to be falling out all over my face. And using a packing motion as well kind of gets the color really onto that area. And I'm just going to use this purple shade here underneath the eye to kind of blend that down as well. And we will be bringing down the eyeliner a little bit more to blend it into that area to kind of get that almondy alien eye shape that I like. There we go. Now, the sooner you put the color over the liner, the more shimmery it looks, and the easier it is to kind of blend it out. And you'll see it does look kind of like a sharp ending, but once you pop that eyeshadow over the top, it doesn't look as sharp. I don't usually wear purple eyeliner like this as well, so I'm quite excited to wear this look out. And now we're just doing the other side and matching it up as best as we can. And then we'll go ahead with the eyeshadow, and blend that over the top as well. Now I'm just sweeping off the fallout, and we're using the Essence, the Grammy Glows 2 eyeshadow, and I'm just using my finger to pop that in my inner crease on the lid in the middle to make it a little bit more sparkly and bright. And then I'm going to use it as a highlight as well. I'm just using my fingers to do that today. And just in the highlight areas, I didn't realize how out of frame I was. So you get the picture. Just kind of everywhere you'd put your highlight is where I'm putting it today. It's actually coming into autumn in New Zealand. So I'm kind of doing the opposite, but it has been really hot. So yeah. Now we're going to use the Chi Chi brow pomade in dark brown. And I'm using a tiny little angle liner, and it's quite firm. So I'm doing firm, short strokes and just creating the shape. I'm starting from this area here. I don't have a lot of hair there, but it is kind of the only place that's really in a proper line of hair. And then we're going to create the whole brow look. So lots of short strokes. You'll see I'm wearing eyelashes in this part of the video. I actually cut out the application and then I take them off and I put a different set of eyelashes on because they're crap. Like, they took me ages to put on and they lifted on all the corners and they kind of made my eyelashes themselves be pushed down. They're just too thick and too heavy. So I did end up taking these lashes off. And as you can see with my brows, I'm doing short little strokes and there's barely any product left on my brush, which can be quite good because then you can really blend it out without having to use a spoolie. And now doing the tail part. I have trimmed my eyebrows since the last video, and you could probably see in my last video how long they were, and they just get in the way when you're trying to create your shapes for your brows. And putting on my eyebrows. I love this little brush as well. I can't even remember where I got it from. It was probably from eBay and it was really cheap. It's not a fancy brand, but it did turn out to be an amazing brow brush and I love it. And then matching up my eyebrows. I feel like as time's got on, I've actually got worse with my brows, but now we're just doing a darker line underneath the eyebrow. I kind of like it when you can see underneath the eyebrow a line, but I don't know, that's not everyone's cup of tea, but it kind of defines it. We are using the e.l.f. bronzing and blushing duo. This is the bronzing part, and we are sculpting the face, so just chucking on the bronzer everywhere that it is needed. And blending that all together. As you can see, this tone of this bronzer has actually lended itself to be a really good contour, and it's not as harsh as I usually go for, but it looks pretty good. Now we're going for the blusher in that duo, and we're throwing it on the cheeks. This kind of has a nice sheen to it as well, so it blends in really nicely with the highlight. Now we're going to go in with the Lip Velour Malibu from Australis Cosmetics, and I have the mini set, so I'm trying out all these colors, which is really different for me. I don't usually go for so many shades, so it's really good. My last adding to this look is Lumi by Sugar Pill. It's a loose pigment, and on this little firm brush, I'm going to be adding that to my inner just to kind of brighten it up a little bit more, and it has a blue fleck so it looks really good next to the purple. And I'm actually going to run it underneath the bottom lash line as well. And also I'm wearing a wig. And that is the final look. I was really happy with how this turned out, and it did actually last quite well, just hiding a little loose cotton there. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!